What's up, guys? Stas here. So the stock market had a very strong day out there today. S&P 500 up 36 points, up 1.23%. The Dow Jones up over 500 points, 2.17% in the green. And get this, the NASDAQ was actually red today, guys, down 24 points, down 0.26%, as many tech stocks did very poorly today. Netflix closing red, Microsoft red, Facebook, Amazon, and Apple closing red as well, and Google's actually the only one that did well today, up $6 on the day, up 0.5%. And in this video, we're going to break down the markets a bit more, taking a look at some technicals, and I also want to share with you all the top stocks I'm watching right now heading into the month of June here in 2020, as well as what I've been doing in these markets when it comes to trading, options, swing trading, day trading, long-term investing, the whole 9 yards. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel. Check out all the free links down below in the description box, and let's get right into it. So you guys saw in the title today, the S&P 500, yes, it closed. Actually, it didn't close above 3,000, but it broke above $3,000 today, which is a pretty monumental day because you guys know the all-time high was at 3,400, and we actually got all the way down to about 2,200 bucks. And at this point in time, guys, at 2,200 bucks, everybody and their grandmother would have told you 3,000 S&P 500, that's not happening, right? But fast forward a couple months, the markets are up at this point almost 30% from that low, about 27%, and we just cracked 3,000. That is a pretty incredible thing to say here on about the stock market, although the economic data is not backing it. And we all know the market is a forward-looking vehicle, right? It's projecting the economy reopening, everything going smoothly, businesses reopening. That is why we're booming at this point. And if you guys take a look on the 5-day, 5-minute, you can see we actually hit 30.20. So not just 3,000, we actually went to 3,020 bucks, consolidated there pretty much all day, then ended off closing the day on a bit of a down note. We got some selling pressure there, but nothing crazy because overall the uptrend is still intact, right? So for tomorrow, guys, I'm looking at 3,000 to 3,020. What are we going to do there when it comes to the S&P? Are we breaking out? Because we talked about, right? If we break out of that level, 3,100 could be the next spot we're going to, right? And when it comes down to the SPY here, notice how we broke critical resistance, 297. We actually held it as a new support. And SPY, by the way, is an ETF that tracks the S&P 500, arguably the most popular one out there, and many people gauge it or use it to gauge the markets, and this is a very bullish close as well on SPY. So all is looking strong right now for the S&P 500. Some downside targets I'd look out for, under us, about 2970, I'd say, right? 2975. If we hold this level as a support, right, at a higher low, I'd expect the S&P to continue moving up. So I'd watch that level right there. And when it comes down to the Dow, guys, we finally broke out of 24,700 to 800 bucks, which has been a resistance over the past couple of weeks. Quite honestly, guys, it's been about a month and a half. Take a look. Ever since the beginning of April, the Dow's been struggling at about 24K, 24.5, and now that we broke out, watch out for watch out above, right? Because this thing could move up. In my opinion, next gap we're seeing is 25,700. So watch out, watch out for that level here on the Dow. You're already seeing it pulling down. You can see it selling off a bit. So watch out for the support actually around 24,700, 800, even 900. And if we find support there, watch out for the rally back up to 26,000 potentially. And the NASDAQ, it makes sense, guys. This thing has been very overheated. It typically does better than the S&P and the Dow Jones because the tech stocks in general, you guys know this, they've been up. They've been holding up the markets. Heck, they're all at all-time highs pretty much. Well, not all of them, but Facebook, Amazon, they're near all-time highs. Netflix, near all-time highs. The only ones that aren't are Google, Apple, and Microsoft. off, but still, they're not too far off of all-time highs, and that's been holding up the NASDAQ. And despite the sell-off here, we're still uptrending, right? It's nothing crazy. This 20-day 1-hour chart, you guys can see it. We actually closed at a higher low, right? We closed above 9,300, 9,350. That's a pretty strong old resistance, so it's a critical point for the bulls to hold. And the fact that the bulls held it, that's a good sign. So tomorrow, watch out for 9,300 and a potential break back into the 9,400 level. That's if we have another strong green day tomorrow. That's kind of what I'm waiting for here in the markets. And when it comes down to gold, guys, we'll get into gold and what I did with my GDX position today. Gold had a pretty big red day, down $30, down almost 2%. And why is this? In my opinion, some people out there could be transitioning their gold into equities. They're seeing the market go up like crazy right now. S&P's flying. They're like, why am I holding gold when the returns now in the stock market are far better than gold, right? Over the past couple of weeks at least. So that could be a reason why we're seeing a gold sell off today, as well as these gold stocks. And when it comes down to what I personally did today, guys, nothing crazy, quite honestly. I actually had some swings heading into today. EA was one of them. I got in on Friday at about 118.25. I believe I did lock in some profits on Friday as well. And this is a key example of why I do that, especially before long weekends. I'm not against swing trading over the weekend, but I'm also not against locking in some profits before the weekend as well. And I did that. I forget where exactly. I think in the 119 level, I got in at about 118.25. So I locked in a little profits there, and I held some shares over the weekend. So I'm clearly red on the shares that I held. And honestly, guys, I'm still holding them because the trend here on this video game stock, Electronic Arts, is still up, right? We're still maintaining the trend. We're seeing a bit of pressure, but as long as we maintain this, I'm holding my swing, and I might even add more, but I didn't add more today. I might add more in tomorrow's session if we maintain and start pushing back up into the 117 level. But let's say we completely drop through the floor, I'm going to cut losses on EA. And when it comes down to GDX, guys, I was in from last week, started buying in the high 35s, I believe 35.80, bought a little bit more, low 35s at about 35.05. So my average cost was at about $35.30 to 40 cents. So today we were down about 4%. So I lost a little bit of money, but the truth is, guys, I bought a little bit more. I bought a little bit more of GDX here in the low 34s, kind of towards the end of the day. That was kind of my only trade that I made today. I bought a little bit more in the swing position. So now my average is creeping at about, I'd say, like 34.70 to 34.80, something like that. And overall, I'm seeing the uptrend being maintained here. Yeah, we saw a pretty big sell-off, but quite honestly, if you guys have been following the channel, I've been saying this. I've been saying that gold stocks are a bit overheated. I locked in profits on my $35 calls a couple weeks ago, or a couple days, or like 10, 15 days ago, whenever that was. I locked in swing positions in the past, and I was, from the past, and I was waiting for a big substantial dip like this, and I'm taking advantage of it. And could I be wrong, right? Could this fall through the floor to $32 and I lose money? Of course I could be wrong, guys, but I'm being transparent. I'm sharing with you all what I'm doing, and of course I'll update you guys as the position ends up playing itself out. But ultimately, I think GDX has a strong opportunity here at holding $33.75, $34, and continuing the trend. And I'm also in SPCE today, which had a pretty strong day, up about 60 cents, up 4% almost. And earlier in the day, guys, if you were paying attention, we almost hit $17 per share. So I'm still down overall on my swing position here. I believe my average cost is high 17s, like 17.80. So I'm still down a bit, but ultimately this is a longer term swing, and I'm continuing to hold on to it over these next couple of weeks. So let me know down below, guys, in the comments, what are your thoughts on the trades? What are your thoughts on the markets in general? I would love to know what you guys are up to, as this is a community, right? And I love talking to you guys all the time and exchanging ideas down below. So today, we saw a lot of movement. Obviously, the markets were green, right, except for the NASDAQ. Big tech was red for the most part, but bank stocks absolutely crushed it. JP Morgan up 7% today, up $6.30. We're breaking out of the overall downtrend now on the 4-hour chart. BAC, Bank of America, up 7% as well. We're also breaking the downtrend on the overall charts. Let's take a look at some other ones. Wells Fargo, up 9%, but this one, the uptrend or the downtrend has not broken. We're still under the major moving averages. So this could actually, honestly, guys, be a short opportunity, right? If you're bearish the market, you're licking your chops right now, especially if you're bearish bank stocks, because Wells Fargo had a pretty nice run here up from about $22 to where it is now. That's about 16%. And arguably, guys, this is the weakest bank stock out of the bunch. It's still a decent one, I'd say. It's a top 3-4, but out of JP Morgan, Bank of America, and let's say Wells Fargo, I'm taking JP Morgan and Bank of America over Wells Fargo. That's just me being honest. And, you know, we could end up seeing a drop here. So I'm just keeping an eye on it. Although I'm not a big shorter of stocks. I don't short stocks. I play put options sometimes. But, you know, in my opinion, it's worth watching here. And we talked about Chinese stocks yesterday. Or actually, was that on Sunday? Yeah, I think that was on Sunday. And go check out that video if you haven't already. But last week, we got some news that they could potentially get delisted here in the United States from the United States exchanges. And that actually dropped many of these stocks. Alibaba went down about 10%. And today, last week it did, but today it was actually up 1%, up $2. NEO stock got crushed last week, but today, guys, up 55 cents. And mind you, for a $4, $3 stock, that's incredible. Up about 17%. And you guys can see we held this channel like clockwork. And we actually called this out in last week's videos at 330 up to about 380. So now the next move I'm looking for is a break above 380, right? If we break above 380, watch out above, guys, because that would be a bullish breakout. We could be moving up to the $4 range at that point, and that could be attractive. But mind you, guys, these Chinese stocks, they have an added pressure now, an added risk with this bill going through Congress. And again, go check out my video yesterday going over what's going on right now. I'll link it down below in the description because I can't go over it again. That would be too long. It would make this video too long. But if we take a look at JD was up about 5% today, up $2.70. So it seems like overall the Chinese stocks today did quite well. Baidu up 5%, up $5. And honestly, guys, I think they could potentially continue doing well because if this bill actually doesn't go through, just watch out. The stocks, these Chinese stocks, could go right back to what they were before. That's just my honest opinion. Now, to get onto some other ones, MasterCard broke $300 today. Very strong day, up almost 3%, up about $8.40. And take a look, guys. Let me show you guys this. You see, 295, we mentioned this, 295, 290 has been an old resistance. It was an old all-time high from a couple months ago. You guys can see it here on the yearly chart, right? 295. And we talked about how if we hold 295, watch out, because that would be a very bullish move, because you can see we actually popped above 300. We pulled down to 295, 290. We held it as a support for 2 days, and now we gapped up. That is very bullish. We're at $303 per share now, so I'd watch and see now if $300 is able to hold as a support, and that could be a nice entry point heading into tomorrow. Maybe a move from, let's say, 300 to, let's say, 305, 310. That's kind of what I'm looking for here when it comes to MasterCard, ticker symbol MA. So the next one I want to go over, which is another one that's been breaking out, and we called this one out, is Nike, ticker symbol NKE. This was up $3 a share today, up 3.06%. We broke completely out of the $94, $95 level of resistance, guys. Filled the gap up to 95, or actually we broke 91. This was a couple days ago. And now we actually broke 95. Yeah, like I just said. And this is very bullish, guys, because look, last time we broke 95, 96, Nike was able to get up to $105 per share. Am I saying it's going to go back there? I don't know, but all I'm saying is, there's potential, there's bullish momentum clearly, and we could end up catching a move on this. So watch Nike. I would probably wait till it cools off a bit, maybe retests 95. And if it does that, that could be a beautiful entry point. And Ulta here, this is another one we've been talking about. Ticker symbol ULTA. Absolutely incredible move today. Up 8%, up almost $20 per share. Uptrend is intact. We broke out of the 230 level of resistance. So now this is in breakout territory. And for me, I'm looking to get in, but on a small pullback. I want to see tomorrow if we end up consolidating at 230, maybe 232, 233. That could end up opening a great opportunity in the short term, as I do see this ultimately getting back up to, and you guys like how I said ultimately there as we're talking about Ulta. You guys caught that, right? But I think it could ultimately get back up to 250, maybe even 255, 260. I don't know if it'll get back to the pre-pandemic levels. Obviously, nobody does, but the bullish momentum here is quite attractive. And another one is CGC. This is an MJ stock, up about 3%. I'm watching it now, and I've been watching it ever since it broke about 1860. And do you guys remember what ACB Aurora did a couple days ago, last week, the week before, whenever that was, when they reported earnings? Well, CGC's reporting earnings this upcoming week. And if you guys didn't catch ACB Aurora, they went up like 60% a couple days in a row with a couple pullbacks in between, but the stock went ballistic. So I'm looking to see if CGC does anything similar. It depends on what their earnings are like. We have to wait and see, but I'm thinking if we break 21, 22, guys, that could end up sending the stock to the mid-20s, technically speaking here, and that's kind of what I'm waiting for. But always, like I always do, I'm waiting until earnings to get into this particular stock. So SQ is another one. We broke out of about, let's see, 82, 83 bucks today. We actually hit about $84. Now we're pulling down. Ended up closing red about 70 cents, down almost 1%. And honestly, guys, this is an attractive pull down on a very bullish stock. Obviously, the momentum is there. So for me, I'm looking at 78.70, 79 bucks, 80 bucks. This could be an entry point because ultimately, Square, I'm looking to get back up to 85 bucks and even higher based on this chart. So this could be a no-brainer dip buy in my personal opinion, but that's just me, guys. As always, do not buy anything based on my opinion or anybody's opinion. Always do your own research, do your own due diligence when it comes down to anything involving managing your own money. So CCL Carnival is another one that did very well today, up 13%, guys. When the markets do very well out there, guys, it's funny. These stocks that have been hammered the most, like the hotel stocks, casino stocks, airlines. Actually, I didn't even check the airlines, but airlines, Carnival, the cruise lines, they do very well. Let's actually take a look at the airlines for fun now that I said that. Oh, would you look at that? I was right. Delta up 13%. Let's see AAL up 14%. So you guys get the point, right? These stocks, they do very well when we get hype around the economy reopening, everything going back to normal, which is what we're seeing right now. And on a massive green day, that's what ended up pushing up these stocks. So last thing I want to talk about, we don't really talk about private companies here on the channel, but SpaceX, they're launching tomorrow. And this could end up affecting, obviously, the space industry in general and some other space stocks like the one I'm in, SPCE. So this could be an interesting day, guys. Hopefully all goes well because I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think if SpaceX does well, the launch is successful, which I'm hoping it is, guys. I really am hoping. I think that could end up influencing Virgin Galactic a bit, the stock, because they're actually sending, let me read some notes here. The Crew Dragon Demo 2, that's what's going up, will be the first time humans have taken off for space from American soil since the NASA Space Shuttle's final mission, their program's final mission, and get this, guys, 2011. That's 9 years ago. It will also be the first manned space flight from a private company ever. So this is going to be a historical moment. And if you guys didn't know, this company was founded 2 decades ago almost, in 2002, with $100 million by Elon Musk, and I believe the money he used to found SpaceX came from PayPal. So pretty interesting there. This guy's all about the investor mentality, right? Grow a business, take the money, grow another business, take the money from that. Now he's growing Tesla. Well, not necessarily from the money from SpaceX, but you guys get the point, right? And another thing about these space flights, guys, I kind of forget exactly what happened, but there's been many failures over the past couple of years. I believe back in like 2009, 2007, 2008. So it's going to be a huge day, right? And from my understanding, it depends a lot on how the weather is, the wind. So it's going to be interesting. And I'd love to know, for many of you space nerds out there, what you guys think. Obviously, you'll probably know a lot more than me, so let me know down below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy this video, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button. Maybe, just maybe, if you considered subscribing, I would also like that as well. And if you guys want 2 free stocks from Webull valued up to $1,400, that's also linked down below in the description box. All you have to do is put in $100, and you can also find the Discord chat, Facebook group, everything linked down below, guys, is free of charge. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Hope you all did well today. As always, stay safe out there, guys. Peace out.